Have you ever wondered what it takes to be in the top 10% of net worth for each age group? The net worth for those who are in the top 10% is very surprising, and probably not what you'd guess. Take a look at what net worth would qualify you as the top 10% according to this study by Business Insider, and see what small moves you need to make to be extremely wealthy. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. Net worth is calculated by adding the value of all of your assets together and subtracting anything owed. Assets include money in retirement accounts, bank accounts, collectibles, and anything else of value. Home equity, where the value of the home minus the amount owed, and any equity in vehicles is also included in personal net worth. While some people argue that houses and vehicles aren't assets but rather liabilities, their equity is part of one's net worth. Personal loans and student loans count directly against net worth as they don't have any collateral. Age 18 to 25, $66,000. Individuals in this age group often have a negative net worth or a net worth that's very low. This is partially due to student loans, which could easily turn your net worth negative because they technically have no underlying value. Young adults are just beginning their career and they earn entry-level incomes, so being wealthier than most is quite easy. Even if you don't earn a lot of money, by being careful, avoiding debt, and just saving a reasonable amount, you could be worth more than $66,000. Age 26 to 30, $143,000. Many people in their late 20s just begin to see their net worth turn positive and start to increase. As they begin to pay down debts that were taken out early on and their income rises, they're able to set aside some cash. Spending less than you earn and beginning to save and invest makes it easier to be wealthier than most others your age. In order to do this, you could reasonably assume you'd need to save $20,000 per year. Age 31 to 35, $260,000. If you're wondering how someone in their early 30s could accumulate more than $250,000, it's not as hard as you'd think. A stable, rising income and a habit of regular, sizable investment contributions and seeing positive annual returns on your investments could make you worth over $260,000. Add this to some home equity if you're a homeowner, and this is not out of reach. Age 36 to 40, $464,000. Accumulating almost $500,000 by the time you're 40 years old would put you in the top 10% of wealth in your age group. Depending on when you began working full-time, you've been earning for about 15 to 20 years. For those fortunate enough and dedicated to begin investing right after they begin working out of school, this amount of wealth is definitely within reach. Reaching this level would be much easier if you invested in a home as soon as possible, as rising home equity, stable housing costs, and mortgage paydown work in your favor. Age 41 to 45, $722,000. Home equity is a large part of wealth at this age. It's possible someone in their early 40s has been a homeowner for a long time. They've also likely either been at the same job or in the same line of work for years, meaning their income has stabilized and increased. Those who made it a habit to pay themselves first early on so investments now noticeably snowball make this number within reach. Age 46 to 50, $1,173,000. This age is when most people will begin to see their earnings peak. They've gained plenty of experience in their line of work, and the wealthiest group would have been paying themselves for quite some time. For those with consistent earnings, a somewhat frugal lifestyle, and an investment in a suitable primary residence, they could easily see their net worth reach $1.2 million or more. Age 51 to 55, $1,224,000. Being worth $1.2 million or more in your early 50s is quite easy for those that began saving early, as investments really begin to make noticeable gains. People in their early 50s are likely still working, so they aren't drawing on their investments, further accelerating their wealth. Their income is very high relative to their career average, and their investments are earning more money than ever before. Even without a large amount of home equity, which they likely have anyway, having this much invested is achievable over time, even with a regular income. Age 56 to 60, $2,456,000. Those who began saving early continue to experience the benefits of compound interest. Just investing $14,000 per year for 30 years, earning the average return of the S&P 500 would equal over $2.5 million. $14,000 per year is a significant amount of money, but it's doable with a careful balance of earning and spending, combined with other factors like a home that could now be owned outright. Anyone who can live below their means and invest a little bit each month could reach this level of wealth. Age 61 to 65, $1,958,000. This is the first age group where the average net worth of the top 10% declines, which is due to the fact that these people are aging and beginning to retire. Instead of increasing their wealth and working, they're now taking money from their retirement savings. The net worth of the top 10% begins to fall and eventually stabilize as older people enter retirement. While the numbers remain relatively high, they no longer grow like they did in previous age groups. How can you always ensure your net worth puts you in the top 10% for your age group? It doesn't require an unusually high income or anything extraordinary. Just following an extremely simple set of steps makes it possible for nearly anyone to be in the top 10% in their age bracket. Planning for financial success early on is the best move you can make, and this begins with making a great career choice. If you choose to go to college, attend one that suits your budget and choose a degree that has a high return on investment. Choosing a career that doesn't require a degree could also be an excellent option, as there are many choices that don't require extensive education yet yield very high pay, such as careers in sales, trades, or entrepreneurship. Avoiding debt is quite possibly one of the best moves you can make, especially debts that have high interest rates and drain your accounts. Avoiding student loans and paying cash for education will make it much easier to start off on the right foot, and you'll be less likely to fall into the never-ending debt cycle. Being debt-free and having no payments means you'll have far more money left every month to invest. The earlier you invest in appreciating assets, the earlier compound interest will begin working in your favor, and the easier it will be to remain in the top 10%. Paying yourself first and investing a portion of your income every month will almost guarantee you're wealthier than your peers. You'd be surprised at how much investing 10 to 20% of your income regularly will amount to over time. Just putting $10,000 per year into an account and investing into the S&P 500 for 30 years would amount to over $1.8 million. Purchasing a home could quite possibly be the best investment you could make when chosen wisely. As a homeowner, your housing payment will remain largely unchanged as rent prices rise year after year. Your mortgage balance will be paid down each month, and you'll become closer and closer to owning your home outright. The value of a good property will rise over time, contributing a great deal to your net worth. Keeping track of your net worth is also important, yet many people fail to do so. Tracking your net worth and seeing forward progress will make it easier to continue being financially responsible, and it will be easier to set aside money every month, avoid debt, and pay cash for purchases. Lastly, living below your means is absolutely critical. It's impossible to see an increase in your net worth if you're constantly spending more than you earn. You don't need to be an extreme cheapskate that refuses to spend money on anything that provides the slightest amount of joy. You just need to spend a little less than you earn. While being in the top 10% in terms of net worth seems like an ambitious task, it's not as difficult as one would think. It doesn't require an unusually high income or an extreme amount of intelligence, but rather a little discipline in simple, strategic financial moves.